So yesterday I bought a box of Krispy Kreme, dozen. Here's a box. You remember the size of the donuts, folks? Remember the size of the donuts? How big they were? Let's take a look now. Let me open the box up. These are smaller, folks. Look at that. You see how this much space now between each one? Look at this. See, this is what do you call it? The chocolate cake. They used to be bigger. Even these are thinner now. These sprinkles. Anyone else notice this? This is a pumpkin spice. But I notice it's very smaller now. Not very small, but just a bit smaller. This is how these corporations work, folks. They give you less and you have to pay more. There's nothing to do with inflation. It's all about greed. And just like the houses, too. You get way less, you have to pay more. The house we live in, we got it in 1981. It's massive compared to the old houses. And we only paid $80,000 Canadian. Let that sink in. $80,000 Canadian. And while you idiots here are flipping houses for $1.6 million, we're just laughing. I don't know. Cars have gotten a little bit better, bigger. But they're still getting more expensive. Because they can charge it because people will be willing to pay, right? So stop paying for expensive stuff. That's how they do it, folks. They make you believe, if you're paying, you're getting your money's worth. You're not. You're not. In anything. Especially in, I'm going to do a whole new video on airplanes. Back in the day, I think 1980s and 90s when I was going to England, I was using Canadian Airlines. Remember that? Canadian Airlines? Not Air Canada, Canadian Airlines. Their seats were massive. And it was like sitting on a sofa. And now, look at the seats. They're like paper thin, uncomfortable. Your back and neck is hurting. I avoid traveling now. I don't like traveling anymore. The good old days of traveling are gone. 1980s and 1990s were the golden era of traveling, and now I only travel if I need to. I won't travel again. Yeah, so this is a quick video today. Look at this. Look how small the donuts are now, folks. Let me know in the comments if you're seeing the same thing. Krispy Kreme, folks. Box a dozen donuts right here. 12 donuts. And look how small they are now. It used to be no space before between each one. You can see the space here. See that? So yeah. I was watching this car review on the Porsche Spyder RS. Supposedly, quote unquote, limited. Okay, that's another big scam that they do on us. There's no such thing as limited for these big corporations or as small corporations. They can do anything they want. They can do as much as they want. They can do as little as they want. When they say limited, it's just another way of scamming you into buying their products, right? These companies can make any of these products any way they want, as much as they want or little as they want. There is no such thing as limited. It's just another lie. I think you guys know that too. It's just like the Apple iPhones. They tell you it's a limited run. A limited run. There's a giant corporation can make billions and billions of phones. And they tell you it's a limited run for certain products, right? It's just unbelievable. People fall for it and line up for it. I never line up for these cell phones ever because I'm not an idiot. Brainwashed moron. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's like, it's a limited run. We don't have the resources. It's just another way of the corporations to jack up the prices. These Porsches now, some of these Porsches are, this one right here is the RS Spyder. It's $250,000 Canadian, or I think it's US. I don't know what it is. $250,000. But yet they can make this, Porsche can make these cars for less than $50,000. Maybe even less than that. Some of you guys in the car community is saying, "What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?" Do you think these corporations are making money by making these things expensive, right? These carbon fiber, etc., carbon brakes, etc. They know how to make these things cheaper now and more efficiently. And there is no limited run, folks. There's no such thing as limited run. The only limited run is maybe a mom and pop store, a boutique store, which make a limited run of certain products because they're small. And they have their own formula and spices. Flavor, etc., right? That's the only limited run. And maybe the super high end exotics like Pagani or whatever, right? A Bugatti. Those are limited run for sure. But anything else, these big corporations like Volkswagen making these things, there is no such thing as limited run, folks. That's just a lie, a complete, utter lie.